family and friends. Welcome to
Good morning, family and friends. Welcome to New Beginnings Children's Ministry production of The Mission. Estelle is played by Parker Hop.
As a favor to our performers, please refrain from pictures and other distractions. Our scene takes place late November in a conference room in heaven.
A search and rescue division of angels.
Jesus has gone missing. He is sent to earth to find him. Let's find out what happens.
Okay, angels, come with me. We need to get the conference room ready. Houston has called a very important mission today. The search and rescue angels are back from Earth and are going to present their findings. If we all work together, we can get the room set up in no time at all.
Attention!
Thank you for coming. I call this meeting to order. Estelle, will you read the minutes from the last meeting, please?
An emergency session of the Search and Rescue Division was called when it was discovered that Christ was missing. As he was last seen at the approach of the Christmas season, it was surmised that he had decided to make one of his unscheduled visits to Earth to join in the festivities. However, there has been no communication from him and his whereabouts are unknown. It was decided to implement a covert operation in order to determine his location and prepare for an eventual search rescue operation should be required. The teams chosen for this operation were Alpha, Beta, Delta, and Omega. They were instructed to go undercover and conduct the search, avoiding any direct conflict with the human population if possible. A period of 48 hours was established for the operation, with a follow-up meeting to occur at the end of that time. The special session was then adjourned with the instructions to the team to disguise themselves, conduct their investigation, and return with their findings.
Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? Then they are approved as read. Now, first things first, has anyone seen Delta Team? It seems they've yet to arrive.
I've not seen them since we left.
Neither have I. That's not really surprising considering the mess down there.
You didn't leave them behind, did you?
Not intentionally. We split up to complete our assignments, but they did not show up at the rendezvous place afterwards. We thought they already had come back.
I told you, we should have waited. Now we are in trouble.
Trouble? You call this trouble? Wait till you hear what happened to me.
Well, let's go ahead and start the meeting. I'm sure they'll be here before too much longer. Alpha Team, let's start with you. I'm sure we're all curious to know how Miranda got her injuries.
Well, Houston, we had a problem.
You think?
Just take notes, Estelle. You have the floor, Miranda. What happened in your search?
Well, my strategy was to observe and follow the crowds. Remember how all the people used to gather around Jesus wherever he went?
That's true. He hardly ever had a moment of peace on earth after he started his ministry.
Exactly. So while I was wandering around, I spotted the crowd on the street. I mean, we're talking a huge crowd, early in the morning, when everyone should have been in bed. And they were all bouncing around with excitement and anticipation. So I thought it must have been for him. I mean, what else could have attracted such a gathering?
That's pretty logical. Go on.
Well, I joined the crowd and started talking to them. They seemed like rather nice people, friendly, sensible, run-of-the-mill citizens. Nothing all out of the ordinary. I was just about to ask them about the Lord when it happened.
When what happened?
They opened the doors.
What doors?
The doors to the mall.
What's a mall?
Well, just look at her. The mall is evidently a place where people get mauled.
What? You were mauled? What? You were mauled? What kind of animal?
No, Thomas, there were no animals, just people. However, you wouldn't think that by the way they were acting.
Let's get back to the story, please, shall we? Miranda, continue.
Well, let me tell you, it was horrible. One minute everything was calm and peaceful, then all of a sudden I was engulfed by a full-blown stampede. Everyone started kicking and gouging and screaming. Reminded me of the time the Lord drove the demons out of the swine.
What did you do?
What could I do? I was being trampled, so I called for backup. I don't really remember much after that.
Very well. Jillian, suppose you take up the narrative. What happened next?
Well, after the crowd thinned down a little, I managed to find Miranda, but somehow she had gotten wedged in the sliding door.
Say what?
Yeah, those doors actually unhinge somehow and fold out, but I don't think they were meant to fold out quite the way they did because she was wedged in there pretty tight.
How did you get her out?
Well, before I could do anything, maintenance arrived, who called security, who called the fire department for their jaws of life.
So much for keeping a low profile.
Well, we tried. I actually think we could have done it, but when emergency personnel showed up, I thought I should let the officials take care of it.
That makes sense. So what happened next?
Well, while they were prying Miranda out, I noticed all the parents passing by with their children, and it dawned on me that they could be taking them to see Jesus. Remember how the people used to do that, to take them for him to bless?
Oh yes, he loves children dearly.
So what did you do? Finally they popped Miranda loose, so I found her a safe place to sit and went to investigate.
In other words, she left me broken, bleeding, sitting on a bench.
You were fine. I was only gone for a few minutes. I had to check out that lead.
Did you find him?
No, I only found a fat man in a red suit.
Who was he?
I think they called him Claus.
Claus?
See, I told you there must have been animals involved.
For the last time, Thomas, there were no animals.
How could you be so sure? You said you couldn't remember much.
Angels, please. Let's get back to the man in the red suit, shall we? You said the parents were taking their children to see him? Why? Do you have any theories?
None at all. The parents just sat their children on his lap and took pictures of them.
And the kids were enjoying this?
Most did, but the younger ones were scared and crying.
How terrible. Even the youngest of children were never afraid of Jesus.
Of course not. They love him.
And the older.
And the older ones just jumped on the man's lap and demanded stuff.
Stuff? What sort of stuff?
Really weird stuff like wees and pods and things like that. Total gibberish, if you ask me. So I left them be and went and picked up Miranda and brought her to first aid.
Strange indeed. Following the crowds was a good idea, but it seems that these particular crowds had things other than Christ on their mind. Very well. Beta team, you're next. Did you have any better luck?
Not really. You see, I thought the crowds were a bit too demanding. You know how the Lord likes to get away by himself at times.
That's true. He hardly ever had a moment. Nope.
Sometimes. Sometimes.
Sometimes he just needs time to rest and pray.
Right, exactly. So I just decided to wander the streets looking for any signs of him.
Did you find any?
None at all. I found lots of cold and lonely people, but not one trace of the Lord.
Are you sure? That's exactly where he should have been found.
That's what I thought, but everyone I asked hadn't remotely seen anyone who matched his description. And then I got arrested and my search was cut short.
What? What was that? I couldn't quite hear that.
I was arrested, okay? I was standing around an old burn barrel trying to keep warm with some others, and they picked me up for vagrancy.
You're kidding. You got arrested?
Oh, it wasn't so bad. They gave me these nice pajamas and even the lousy.
Yikes. They missed one.
How'd you get out?
Well, they also gave me one phone call, so I called for backup.
And I posted bail. Oh, by the way, petty cash owes me $50.
50
$50? Why didn't you just walk out of prison, like we did with Peter?
We thought that might draw too much attention. Unlike some people, we tried to keep a low profile.
Just what is that supposed to mean?
Well, as a member of Search and Rescue, you're supposed to be on your guard at all times. You're not supposed to be caught with your defenses down like that.
Now wait just a minute. There was no indication of any type of problem until they opened those doors. Then it was too late. I just got swept along.
At least she didn't break any laws.
Here. But I didn't do anything wrong.
Neither did Miranda.
Okay, all right. Calm down. Just give your receipts to Estelle. She'll take care of it. Now, Ariel, you're next.
Okay, since one of Jesus' greatest ministries is healing the sick, I decided to check out the local hospitals. It seemed like the best decision, the best place to find him.
That makes sense. Go on.
Well, I searched all through the hospitals but couldn't find him. I was just about to give up when I saw an elderly patient being hauled into an ambulance, so I decided to tag along and check it out.
And how did that go?
Well, you see, sir, I was asked to leave.
Whatever for.
Well, mind you, it really wasn't my fault. This little old lady in a wheelchair asked me to hold the door for her. How was I supposed to know she was trying to escape?
What?
Not to worry, they cut off to her 2 blocks away at a red light. Boy, did that granny go.
And do you think it might have been there?
Actually, I rolled it out after the great granny escaped. If Jesus had been in there, I really don't think anyone would try to escape. Would you?
You never know. Those people are crazy.
Strange indeed. Well, Omega Team, let's have your report.
Yeah, tell them what you did, Marcus.
Well, sir, it was an accident. I didn't mean to start a fight.
A fight? You get into a fight, I'm the one who ends up in jail? There's something wrong with this picture. Don't get so worked up, Thomas. Does it look like we came out on the winning end?
Just the details, please.
Well, sir, as Gloria and I were wandering the streets, we happened to notice one of those soup kitchens they set up to serve the destitute and homeless. So we decided to check it out.
Right, remember how the Lord used to feed the multitudes that followed him? We thought he might be doing it again, so we checked. So we were supposed to just have a quick look and move on.
Well, what happened?
Well, it turns out some celebrity chef was serving the people a gourmet meal.
Well, that sounds pretty nice. It would have been if the motive had been right, but since he had one of those television crews filming the whole thing, I'm not so his was,
You never know. The Lord says not to let your left hand know what your right hand is doing.
Oh, his hands knew what they were doing when he was chucking those rolls at me.
What?
Marcus here decided to sample one of the dishes and to say I needed a little something.
What's wrong with that? Everything could taste better with a little ketchup. I didn't know it was going to go ballistic on me.
What did you do? Let's just say Marcus got baptized with a bowl of gravy.
It wasn't gravy. It was some sort of hollandaise sauce.
Whatever. Then when he slipped in it, he took out one of the buffet tables. Then the whole room erupted. Food was flying everywhere. I think you can catch it on the 11 o'clock news if you're interested. They caught you on film? Probably, but we were pretty much covered up with mashed potatoes and cranberry sauce. I don't think we were picked up out of a lineup or anything. I was in the lineup.
Oh, give it a rest, Thomas.
Sorry I'm late.
What's wrong with you?
I think I must have pulled something. Has anybody seen Sam?
What? Wasn't he with you?
We got separated at the party. Party? Wait just a minute. Here I am getting beat up. Thomas ends up in jail. Marcus gets hammered with the souffle. And you two are off partying? That's just wrong. Now hold on. We thought we might find the Lord there. After all, Christmas is his birthday. It only made sense to join in the celebration.
He does love parties, and people used to always invite him to weddings and dinners.
Did you have any luck?
Oh, no. This might have been called a Christmas party, but believe me, Christ was not a part of it. You've never seen such goings on.
How did you lose self?
I think it was probably during the line dance.
I had to walk a line.
What?
Hush,
Never mind.
hush up, Thomas, and never mind him. Keep going.
Well, as we started to leave, I got pulled around the waist into a conga line, and that's when it happened.
When Sal disappeared?
That's when I turned my back out. But come to think of it, that's probably when some babies got away. By the time the dance ended, I was 2 floors away.
This is quite disturbing.
You're telling me, have you ever tried the conga on a flight of stairs with a bunch of tipsy party animals?
Animals. I told you so.
Hush up, Thomas, and let Houston talk. What's disturbing, Houston?
I'm talking about the search. It seems as though you've exhausted every possible lead. Christ should have been in all of those places.
Calming the throngs of people, blessing the children,
Comforting the lost and lonely.
Healing the sick.
Feeding the hungry.
Rejoicing with his fellow man.
But he wasn't there.
What?
Wait, I didn't see him. Was he locked up in another jail?
No, you don't understand. He's not in jail.
But you said.
Hold on. Sal, let's start at the beginning. What exactly happened?
Well, after I and Barnabas were separated, I started thinking about the last time Christ went missing.
Oh yeah, when he was 12 and stayed behind in the temple?
Exactly. He said he needed to be about his father's business.
So you decided to look in the churches.
Yes, and that's where I found him.
But you said he was a prisoner.
And he is. The churches visit him once or twice a week, worship him while they are there, and then turn around and close the doors.
I say we go break him out.
Yeah, let's go. As if you could help.
It doesn't matter. He won't let us. What do you mean? He doesn't want us to interfere.
But
All right. Sal is right. Christ has assigned the task to his church to take him out into the world. Do you remember the last thing that he said before he left them? Go ye therefore into all the world.
And preach the gospel to all creation.
That's their mission. That's what he has called them to do.
then why aren't they doing it?
No wonder the world is in such a shape. Jesus can't help anyone if he's locked up away from everyone. The world so desperately needs him.
Much more than what they were fighting for in that wall.
It is hard to understand, but that is not our mission. We have succeeded in our mission. Now it is up to Christ's church to fulfill theirs. This meeting is adjourned.
I'd like to really bring the cast and the crew and the choir up as we acknowledge their contribution today. And let's see. If you are involved in makeup or costumes or just somehow support, would you come up as well? Okay, so they practice this. Jana? And the one who really knows about Christmas chaos and craziness right now. This is Jana.
Early this summer, Jana started talking about doing a Christmas play, and she kept talking about this, and come along September, she brought it up again. It's like, oh, if we're going to do this, we better get going on it. And so we started looking at plays online, and finally, after a lot of talk, she decided on The Mission. And And so we chose that, and we got a cast together, and as we were working, I kept noticing that as a small church, we were growing big in relationships, that lots of people stepped up to the plate. Charity made most of all these costumes, a few were not, but she and Catherine was Jana's second hand, and we had someone directing our choir. But what happened is relationships started developing. And I know some people complain about programs. Oh, we have so many programs. But programs are important because it draws us together. And Jana has done a wonderful job